Hey Lumix, congratulations. You have done it. And the reason why I'm saying this is because basically I am scrolling up and down on the information sheet about this camera, and there is nothing that I need or I might need in the future that this camera do not do. And that is very, very good. And when it comes to value for money, the Lumix S1r Mark II, it might be up there. Let me tell you why. Number one, let me tell you about the screen or the LCD, that 3-inch LCD. I love the style of it. And one of my biggest complaints about the S5IIX, it was that when you flip the screen, it kind of get in the way of the USB-C. But this one, I really love the adaptation of the S1H and the GH7 screen. So that is amazing. And also, this is very adaptable to every shooting style. That is number one. Number two, when I saw this camera being announced, by the way, Lumix got us to see and find out everything pre-release. That is called the Lumix privilege. And honestly, I am so happy to have the Lumix privilege because now I can tell you everything that I like about this camera. And when Lumix say release, we get to release the videos. Also, big up to everyone watching, because without you guys, this would not have happened. So let's talk about dual native ISO. And that is actually something that I really like, because again, as a DP, I like the camera that gives me so much flexibility when it comes to exposing my image. And this camera has dual native ISO. Another thing that I really like when it comes to video is the ability to add the accessory and have 32-bit float recording. That's dope, because now I can actually have a very small footprint and take this camera and go everywhere that I want. Another thing in all the open gate, by the way, I made another video talking about all the open gate, which is insane. The highest is 8.1K, and there is also 7.2K, and there is 6.4K. I feel like that's enough, and honestly, I was not expecting that at all. Like, genuinely, this camera, it is the hybrid resolution that we have been waiting for. Because let's say you do shoot 8K, you can actually go and shoot 8K up to 30 in 10 bits 420. But for me, I really feel like 8K is an overkill, and oh my god, I really like how Lumix have given us so many recording options. I feel like I'm gonna end up shooting 5.8K 10-bit 422 because that is where I am literally, it's going to be my limitation, because with that I can just downsample to 4K and I have a cleaner pixel, which is amazing. And now when it comes to autofocus performance, Lumix have actually done a very good job, and what I'm hoping is that every resolution mode the autofocus is going to work. And obviously also switching to phase detection autofocus, that is the best, because I remember people that was basically interested in the Mark I, they like the camera, but I feel like that phase detection autofocus, or that absence of phase detection autofocus, is something that made them not really wanting to buy that camera. By the way, I have a massive spec sheet here that has everything, because I'm actually about to make the official video before this one. And another thing that I actually like about this camera, because I feel like when people saw that Lumix is not releasing the camera, the Z8 Nikon, most people was like, oh my god, this is a perfect camera. And now that Lumix have dropped this camera, I feel like it's going to change so many people's mind, which is going to be one of the best thing ever. And honestly, I just like that. So Obviously, when you come to recording option, you do have ProRes, right? And that's actually my favorite because I feel like ProRes is a very professional codec that it's very user friendly to all the other computers. And you can shoot ProRes, ProRes RAW, and ProRes HQ. And I might end up shooting between ProRes HQ or ProRes depending on a project, or if something like YouTube, or I'm just doing something with faster turnaround, I can just whack M or V. And there's so many M or V's option, guys. I cannot wait for you to get to see what this camera offer. Another thing that I really like is that now CF Express have actually become very affordable, and you can get CF Express almost anywhere, and you can get some of them or more than two, which is very, very good. Another thing that I have to say about this camera, obviously IBIS. I'm very excited about IBIS for a reason, because they've actually introduced a new mode which doesn't have to crop in your footage, and I'm actually waiting to get my hand on this camera so I can try that, and I know it's going to be very, very good. Another thing that I really rely on when I'm shooting, I don't know about you, is the high quality viewfinder. And this camera has an OLED viewfinder, which is very dope, and the resolution is actually very, very good. And I cannot wait again to check everything and see how it does work. Another thing that I need to say, Lumix introduced a new color space, Cine-like A2, which is basically almost like when you want to match with Rec 7 or 9. Again, I'm waiting to explore this and see how it does perform better. So, as I've mentioned, this is a great video cameras as well as it is a photography camera, because 44 megapixel still image, that's really, 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 really good. And I know photographers, you are going to like that. You also have a high resolution mode with 177 megapixel. Again, that is dope. Obviously, the burst rate with 40 frames per second, which is dope, and a pre-capture of 1.5 seconds, so you're not going to miss a shot. Don't say Lumix is not looking after you. This camera, it is one of those cameras that are going to maintain its value, because number one, you have 8K. And I know some people that shoot 8K just because they want to sell 8K to their client. But if you don't shoot 8K, you are going to shoot 6K, 5.8K, 4K, and 1080. And one thing that I love how Lumix have done this, they have given you so many full frame resolution in mostly popular format that you can shoot. Like I said, for me, 5.8K full frame, that is where I am going to end up. And honestly, like I said, this is the best hybrid camera. And when I saw this camera having everything, and it's funny enough, I actually was scrolling up and down on a spec sheet to see if there's anything missing, and most of the things that I wanted, including time code, everything was there. And I know you guys are going to like it. So again, watch the full video that I have done and you will learn everything about the Lumix S1r Mark II. And also, I cannot wait for Lumix to send this camera to me so I can try it and basically get to put it to the test and share the result with you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon, because you guys are the reason why I make these videos, and you guys are the reason why I got the Lumix privilege. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one.